What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a great start to your weekend. It's been a cool day across the southeast. Not a whole lot going on, but what I'm going to do is tell you what's the latest update on this potential Christmas Eve, Christmas event here in the southeast and mid-Atlantic, northeast, potential impacts, and what we're looking at. Before we get going, if you guys haven't subscribed, please do. It means a ton to me. It's just a great signal on my growth, and it's awesome. Currently, I looked at my analytics today, and it looks like 86% of people who watch my videos have not subscribed, and the other 14% have. So, huge amount of people who are watching that have not committed to that subscribe button. If you're into the weather and you're interested in weather on the East Coast, Southeast, definitely hit that subscribe button. I love interacting with you guys, and this is definitely a passion of mine, and I appreciate the support so much from everybody. Just watching the video, liking the video if you do, commenting. I love talking weather with all you guys, and I try to answer all the comments as quick as possible. But thanks for tuning in tonight if you're a new viewer. I appreciate the steady growth that I've been getting for sure. So let's just dive right into this. So we're going to start off by the European tonight. And it's crazy, the European actually took more of a more wintry look as opposed to the overnight run, and actually looks a little bit better as far as winter weather for this Christmas event. Now, I want to, a lot of people are focusing very much on the wintry aspect of this giant, what I call an antifront, or what we call an antifront in the weather community, really there's a big time severe weather event also. But here you go, here's that front dropping down. And make sure your video's in 720. I think that's the highest this will go. This is 23rd, so the day before Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve, if you will. So here it comes. Look at that 32-degree line coming down. That tells you that's where the cold front is. It interacts with some energy. You get kind of a low pressure that pops up. And here you go. You got a frontal boundary with a lot of energy out in front of it or along it starting to form. And it comes into Tennessee. And right here, and I don't think it really becomes a big deal until we get into the Georgia area and Carolinas, but it might be a severe weather event unfolding right here. But check out the cold air crashing behind it, and you're starting to get some snow in the backside of this moisture. That noise is my dryer going off, guys. I do apologize. You're starting to get some cold air really getting involved in this backside moisture in this front right here. And right here could really be severe weather. We're just not sure, but you flip to the next frame and check it out. Even more of that moisture is going to snow. So let's go on and get a little bit closer up view here. There you go. Here's a little bit of a closer up view of the southeast here. And here comes the system. We're going to talk about this right here because I think this is going to be a line of storms moving through overnight Christmas Eve into Christmas. I'm going to talk about a little bit that here in the towards the end of the video, but here comes that snow on the back side. Maybe some snow starting to fall late Christmas Eve in Nashville. How awesome would that be? But check it out. I'm noticing this, and the GFS isn't showing this, which I'm about to show. I'm showing some almost some enhancement westward away from the front, almost like an upper level low is forming or something like that, some kind of secondary low, not sure. But you're getting like a westward extension of moisture, which is snow because there's colder air filling in behind this main energy. And we're going to watch this. That would put half the state of Alabama in snow. This is just one run. And then we get to the next frame and check it out. Some snow begins to work its way, and this would look like it would be in a way of light snow with flurries into the Atlanta area as we're waking up Christmas morning. Just something we have to watch. And the cold air is rushing behind here, getting a little bit of wintry action, even in far eastern areas of Georgia. But I tell you what, the mountains are looking really impressive for maybe a smaller size snowstorm. Eastern Tennessee. This could be a winter wonderland for y'all. This could be y'all's, I guess you could say, your white Christmas. It has potential. European has snow making it all the way to Charlotte, parts of the upstate. But I'm gonna say this 100 times throughout this week. This is not a setup that favors the southeast. Cold air chasing moisture events in the southeast and the Carolinas do not work because basically you got a front that moves through, and the cold air, as soon as it hits those mountains, it lags. It actually slows it down, so it can't catch up. So the old saying around here, and it's still always going to be true, is that you need the cold air in place first, and then you need the moisture, whether that's off a low pressure system or whatever it may be, to move in. But here's the Mid-Atlantic view. Here comes the front. It's even dynamic up here, and there's a severe potential weather event even up here in Virginia maybe. But check it out, it moves through. Unfortunately, for you guys in the Northeast, Boston, New York City, the big cities along the I-95 corridor in the Northeast, y'all got a chance to just be downright mild for you guys ahead of this front as warm air is surging ahead of it. So Boston, I don't know, y'all could be in the 50s. That is very mild for you guys around Christmas time. So, and basically, you're getting a ton of moisture. So, and the thing is the European model is slowing down now. So now you're getting, like in Pennsylvania and New York, where this blizzard, massive snowstorm just hit. You're going to get your snowpack crippled here as warm moist air and heavy rain rides in ahead of this cold front as a low pressure's riding this front here, while places in Tennessee is getting snow Christmas morning, if this was to come true. But a flash freeze situation may come, and that heavy rain, by the time you get to Christmas night into the day after Christmas, may turn into some heavy snow. We're going to watch this. This is a dynamic system, guys, and it depends on where the low pressure forms. Could a secondary low off the coast pop up? That would benefit the Southeast as far as winter weather big time. There's so many things that we kind of need to come together here. But check it out. These are snowfall from now until Christmas time and the day after Christmas. And check it out. The Eastern Tennessee area is the hot spot. Knoxville, I'm talking about you. Gatlinburg, maybe Chattanooga, maybe sneaking into northern Alabama. Nashville, it's an area to watch too for a southern snowstorm. But obviously you get into West Virginia, you're getting up here, you're going to get a chance to see snow in Pennsylvania, New York City. I think maybe more so Christmas night into the day after Christmas. But I don't think this is going to be a big snowmaker. The significance of it is here in the South is an inch or two of snow is significant depending on where you are in the South, especially outside the mountains. And the fact that it may occur on Christmas Eve to Christmas Day, that's what makes it special. That's what makes it awesome. That's why this storm is such a big deal. So we're going to go to the GFS here. The GFS, I'll tell you what, the lunchtime model looked pretty good. The morning model looked pretty good, but the afternoon run model here, the 18Z, it still looks good. Don't get me wrong. It just don't look quite. It looks more in agreement of the European model. Except it's not really showing that westward extension of moisture off this front that kind of the European's showing. But check it out. This is the cold front dipping down, and this is about midday Christmas Eve. You're then got heavy rain that goes to snow in Nashville, according to the GFS. It works its way east. Here's that low pressure that starts riding the front, and we're under this low pressure, so this is why we have to watch out for the severe weather event. South Carolina and parts of North Carolina, maybe parts of southeast Georgia, could get under what you call the warm sector, which is when warm moist air and a warm front is able to lift ahead of this cold front. And there's going to be a period, so maybe a squall line that forms. I'm going to talk a little bit about that here in a second. Potential squall line that can really form basically a line of storms with some very gusty winds, and gusty winds even ahead of the front before the cold air ushers through. Maybe some potential tornadoes, some spin-ups. It might just give you a downright nasty night across the southeast. Christmas Eve night. I mean, there might be some dangerous weather. While the snow's starting to fall in parts of eastern Tennessee, maybe some heavy rain to heavy snow. Maybe parts of Alabama. This comes awfully close to Atlanta, and then cold air begins to rush through. Heavy rains over the Carolinas, and check out the snow breaking out Christmas Eve into overnight Christmas Eve into Christmas across the North Carolina mountains. y'all really might get a flat out white Christmas in the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee for sure. But I don't think anybody's going to get out, get away from the heavy rain. I think everybody who sees snow in the entire eastern seaboard, you're going to see heavy rain. It doesn't matter who you are first. It's just not, nobody's going to see an all snow event. If this event pans out the way the Euro and the GFS are showing, this is not going to be an all snow event for anybody. It's going to be a heavy rain to potential heavy snow or just snow event if it comes to friction here. But we look at the snowfall potential accumulations as we get close to Christmas Eve, Christmas, and here it is. Nothing too crazy. But look at Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg is going to be an area. If you're actually have some family members that are going to visit Gatlinburg the 23rd to 25th, and I haven't told them yet, but they don't have kids, so they're just getting away. They have the potential to see a white Christmas, So we're going to watch this. Boone, Roll Mountain areas, just potential for banner elk. Just anybody, obviously West Virginia. But what's cool about this is the potential west of the mountains into the Knoxville area, maybe Nashville, maybe Chattanooga. We're going to watch northern Alabama and portions of northern Mississippi for potential for snow on Christmas Eve into Christmas. And the timing of this is going to need to be tweaked a lot. But here you go, Mid-Atlantic, Northeast folks. Here it comes. This you see and already here is stuff that's already accumulated before Christmas. But just a couple systems is going to roll throughout the rest of the weekend and next week. But this right here is what could fall Christmas night into the day after Christmas. So got to watch this area too for possible accumulations. Give me a second. Let me get this loading here. We can talk about this here first. So. I showed this last night. If you watched the video last night, this is the European ensembles for the chance of 1 inch of snow. So we get into, let's stop it at the 26th. So this goes through the entire storm system for Christmas. And it signifies that area right here in eastern Tennessee of potential snow. I know you see 34, 28, 38, whatever. 24 near Knoxville, % chance of 1 inch of snow between now and through Christmas. I know you're thinking that's not a lot, and it actually has dropped from yesterday, but there's still a signal here, so we got to watch out. And wouldn't it be cool just to see snow falling? I know we want to be, I'm sitting here in central South Carolina. We haven't had 1 inch of snow since February of 2014, so I know the struggle. We all want snow, and snow, especially me. I'm almost 30 years old, guys, and every year for the past, I'd say 20, 22 years, I start praying around October for a white Christmas, and I'll probably do it until I'm an old man. That's just been a dream of mine. It don't even have to snow on Christmas. Just let it snow, a pre-Christmas snow, maybe sometime in December. And honestly, it's looking more and more like I'll have to keep wishing for this. But it's cool that we're close for people in the southeast, and I am happy for that. But check it out here. I tell you what here, this is the winter weather outlook, day to 4 to 7 range. So this is chances of liquid equivalent, which is a 1/4 inch of a precipitation falling in the form of snow or sleet. It's showing a 10% chance right here, and it dips almost all the way to Atlanta and Birmingham. The southern regions of this area, if the models continue to kind of stay the same or maybe get worse, this will probably get lifted more north. But we're going to watch this. But Knoxville, Nashville, maybe Chattanooga, the entire northern Tennessee mountain, North Carolina and Tennessee mountains. For you guys way up here in the north, obviously it has a good risk. If you see your city, this is a solid signal this many days out. You don't see this a lot, so they are honing in on something here. So we're going to continue to watch that for sure. I also want to briefly talk about this severe weather event, because I tell you what, for people in the southeast, there's a higher chance of severe weather happening than snow, and people aren't talking about that because obviously people naturally want to see snow falling than damaging weather from severe weather. But we're flipping through, and check it out here. In a nutshell, this is wind energy. There's no point in getting super deep into what this entails, but this is wind energy above our heads. And basically, this is a huge trough digging. And when you get a trough digging, you get a low pressure running over this trough, and it gets above us, gets north of us. That enables us to get in a warm sector. And anytime we're south of a low pressure, and here it is. Here's the low pressure. We're getting into Christmas Eve. The low pressure is north of us. Check out this wind energy. These are screaming winds, and basically this signifies the fact that this could potentially be maybe a high shear, low cape event, and that basically tells us that this has the potential to be a big time wind threat for areas in the Carolinas. And guys, I'm talking about there's a potential for maybe just a strong line of storms. This is really far out. We're not even in short range models yet. But there's a potential for maybe a squall line almost along this cold front before the cold air, just the temperatures drop like a rock behind this cold front. There's a potential for it to be accompanied with a really strong line of storms as y'all are doing y'all's Christmas Eve activities. And this is really showing up in the Carolinas, maybe parts of Virginia. We just have to watch this, and especially it gets into eastern North Carolina. Good gracious, this thing's gonna be making a ruckus Christmas Eve and overnight into Christmas. So I can tell you one thing: unless this thing speeds up, unless some other things come together, for my people in the Carolinas, I don't think you're gonna see any snow falling on Christmas Eve night, Christmas morning. In fact, if anything, it's going to be, it's a scenario I see playing out right now for everybody in the Carolinas is Christmas Eve, especially in the eastern Carolinas, is going to be rather warm. The winds are going to be howling. Probably sometime later in the afternoon, evening, maybe depending on how far east you are in the Carolinas, a line of storms is going to come through, and temperatures will drop like a rock overnight, Christmas Eve into Christmas, and you'll probably wake up to pretty cold conditions. But I don't think you're going to wake up to any snow unless you're maybe in the mountains. But that's just what I'm saying right now. Things could change, and here it is. We're not in these short range models yet, so it's hard to tell. But this is pinpointing that strong line of storms moving in Christmas Eve into overnight into Christmas morning. I know that just shows a blob of dark green, but with low pressure on top, this is really potentially a strong line of storms. And I showed this last night too. Here it is, and the strong winds are already showing up. These are potential maximum wind gusts off the European. And here we go, we're getting into Christmas Eve night, overnight, Christmas Eve into Christmas. And but this shows me right here is it's going to be a line of storms. I know I've said it 100 times in the video so far, but there's going to potentially be a dangerous line of storms that may develop. It might be quick, it might be a bulky line of storms, but it's not just going to be a nice gust of wind like I think we had a cold front like that this past week where it's just a nice gust of wind and winds picked up with a little small 10-minute shower. This might make a ruckus Christmas Eve night. So we're going to watch this because this actually might be what we start talking about more and more. But we're also going to watch the back end snow for Tennessee and portions of the deep south for sure, because things could change. I can tell you that right now. But that's all I got, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And as always, thank y'all for watching, and y'all have an awesome night. Y'all have an awesome day Sunday. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired, guys. And y'all stay blessed, more importantly. Y'all have a good night.